I'm going to read from Scarecrows, which is a pamphlet of mine which was brought out earlier this year by Happenstance, a small Scottish press. And it's they're really nice quality. This one's not nice quality because I've been carrying it around with it for ages, but they're generally very nice quality things, and they're £4 each. The first poem I'm going to read from it is the highest earning poem I've ever read, because it got commended in the National Poetry Competition just gone and won me 50 quid. It's called Jakeroot, which is an old word for ginger. Sure as I'm dying, I need it. Bring them nuggets of zingiber, fire-packed rhizomes to mash into candy or jam between pillows. Banish hag rodeo. Bring that curio, brings me luck, most outrageous medicine, puts charge in me, want for that juiciest medicine. Let me gnaw it and gob in the westerly, right up my back as I'm making the dead run. Mix it with nutmeg and ground John the Conqueror, so that I might have the upper hand. Bake its pulp in a bread to gag dapper gamblers like death. It's the best bet. Ask Dr. Broner or Dioscorides. Get me that jakeroot, that stick of mouth gelignite, brute tongue number, that flash-over powder, that head-on blocker, that knot-hole of daggers, that good thrumming petrol, that wood-knuckle jump lead, that sting in a knock, fresh from the citadels, fresh from the spade, or not fresh, vintaged in mother's cupboards, stowed in a clay jar, fossilized, strung on a necklace worn by a princess or priestess, fresh from a grave at the foot of the Andes, or fresh from a boat from the faraway islands, or dangle it still strung from her gleaming neck, or have her chew it to glistening, hating me, whole or in pieces, tenderized, tampered with, stuck on a blade in a bowl, but I need it now, and I need it now, and I need the tubers. A fist of them, blunt fat fingers, damned with the furious ting, with the jaggery, crystals and dust and the bundle of nodules fermented or dashed in a cake or concoction. Bring me it, that I might go tooled up, my last breath searing the eyes of the footman, splinter and spice in my trinket teeth. I'm going to read a couple more. This one is a collage. It's called Christina Lindberg, a collage. And it's collaged from all the words in the trailers to 3 films. Christina Lindberg was a Swedish exploitation actress. Her films were all sort of from the 70s, in a period where they were making a lot of these films with lots of nudity and violence, and the trailers would be very wordy with showing you all the best bits of the film, while a voiceover would explain why you shouldn't, why you should only go to see these movies if you're really prepared for explicit raunchy scenes, and don't go if you're going to have a heart attack or if you're afraid of being looked down on. So I've just taken the words from those trailers and collaged, and the trailers were for The Depraved, Made in Sweden, and They Call Her One Eye. When waiting and wanting aren't enough, you'll see scenes of a girl, young, frightening, growing up, previously only whispered about. She's not a little girl anymore. She has new interests, her own terrible kind of body. You've seen her in 23 Nightmares, alone on a motion picture screen, everything there is to know about love. Her nudity is a weekend you are urged not to attend. Her speech is unpromotable, a film of feeling and sexual activity. If you are embarrassed, put on a new awareness. Forget revenge and the hard, naked truth. She has so much to give. Mercy, cruelty, beauty that would make a shambles of you. In the clutches of her, disaster is experience. Stockholm a penthouse, the 1970s innocent. There has never been another coming. When waiting and wanting aren't enough, you'll see what was left of every blow, every cut. Shameful, you'll see all of her. It's called Scarecrows, and there are a few Scarecrows poems in there. This is one of them. It's called They Never See Themselves, and it's based on a Nathaniel Hawthorne short story about a scarecrow called Feathertop. The first confessor is the shop window of Boots, Fleet Street. You think you see a lone stick of straw nosing out of your collar. Your hand goes to your neck, plucks out the culprit, and you give it to a scatter of wind as the bus bellows past. Piece by piece, your reflections give you up. In the gents, fat raindrops of mice spill from your sleeve and slalom the sink. Your eyes, while shaving, are revealed as last year's acorns, the Bic razor scuffing and blunting on mud-brown Hessian, worn smooth where you were frequently kissed. On the night of your tryst with the boss's daughter, you stand naked in front of a full-length mirror, working your fingers through your chest's tight veil, removing, one after another, butchered pieces of Massey Ferguson, an eighth of a tyre that was your diaphragm, a wiry nest of alveoli, a chimney stack that served as some bone. You feel yourself getting lighter, lesser, until Polly, woken by the thudding of parts on her Saxony, flings her arms around you. You want to tell her, I'm not a real man, I'm held together by an enchanted suit. But you know she'd just say, save the excuses for later, or there's no such thing as a real man, and she can never see what you see in all this glass. Thank you very much.
Thank you.